So here's a short video on mental health. How does mental health relate to wrenching on a vehicle? Last spring, I looked at this carburetor and I nearly vomited, and I opened the hood. I looked at the wires and cables that were going into the carburetor, and I just my mind shut down. I couldn't do anything with what was in front of me. It was just all too overwhelming. So so I couldn't do anything with it. I put it away, and well, I didn't put it away, I just didn't do anything with it. And so I couldn't do anything with it. It was like I was looking at I don't know, a black room, a paper bag, into a paper bag. It was just all too much. So my mind shut down, what's called disassociation, and I had to walk away. I figured if the best thing I could do was to come back with with tape and markers, permanent markers, to label the different different lines going into the carburetor. And a week ago, not a week ago, a few days ago, last week, I came back and I opened the hood, this hood, and I looked at the carburetor, and I could see that there was 4 lines going into the carburetor. There's this line here. This is another one I got covered. I gotta change something with that. And there's 2 identical lines on this side of the carburetor. And so there's 4 of those lines, 4 of these little lines. And then there's this vent here. There's the fuel line here. And the fuel, this vent, and and this this throttle cable and choke cable. So there's really 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's actually 8 things that plug into the carburetor, but it was too much for me. My mind went blank. I couldn't think. I couldn't do anything. I just blacked out. I couldn't see anything. Like it was just too much. And So by the time by last week, I could see these things, and then I thought of it in a similar way to a Sudoku, a puzzle, or like the cognitive tests where they show you pictures of gears, and they say if this gear turns this way, which way does this other gear turn? And that's the kind of cognitive ability I had during the spring, is I couldn't put the puzzle together. I couldn't see 4 lines going into, it was just too much. And so where was I going with this? Well, now I can, and the frustrating part is knowing that I can, but being unable to. And I would say a lot of people expecting me to do things that I can't do. There'll be more on that later. So, yeah. Thanks.